don't necessarily think that this story is about how one sister was right and one sister was wrong. We're just getting two sisters with different ideas of how to serve and glorify God. What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cameron. I make Christian content, including a lot of sit-down style videos like this where we drink coffee and talk about the Lord. Also have recently been sharing some Christian lifestyle conversation videos about taking breaks from social media, creating new healthy habits, making the most of our time, things like that. And I also share the occasional vlog, and I have a few more in store. So if any of that interests you, feel free to subscribe. I hope you've grabbed your coffee for the day. Today I just made a plain drip coffee with a little bit of maple syrup and milk. It sounds kind of weird, but it's pretty good. In preparation for today's video, I was actually really encouraged by the story of Mary and Martha, so we are going to be diving into that today. It came to my mind when I was thinking about busyness and distractions and just kind of those struggles that we can face as Christians surrounded by all these different things going on. I don't know, I feel like it's not really encouraged to ever just sit in silence or just sit and do nothing. We're always watching a video or doing something like that. We're always multitasking. So today I want to talk about that obligation to be busy and how it's not encouraged to stop and to rest, and what we can also learn about this topic from the story of Mary and Martha. So if you want to follow along with me, I'll be in Luke 10. Starting in Luke 10:38, it says, "As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, 'Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me.' 'Martha, Martha,' the Lord answered, 'you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her.'" So in this story, we learn about these sisters, Mary and Martha, who live together and are friends with Jesus. On this particular night, they have opened up their home to Jesus and some other friends to come over for a meal. As the evening is going on, Martha is kind of running around like crazy, checking on the food, trying to finish dinner, but also checking out the rest of the house, cleaning up messes, things like that. There's no doubt that she's probably being a pretty good host. You know, it's very clear that she cares about her guests and she cares about how her home looks. All while this is happening, her sister Mary is not really helping her at all, but she is simply sitting at the feet of Jesus, talking to him, listening to him, and just enjoying his presence. Martha is not too happy about this, and she is bold enough to approach Jesus and basically say, "Jesus, look how my sister is not helping me at all. She has left all of this work to me. Can you tell her to come help me?" It's very bold of Martha to do that. It kind of reminds me of me and my sisters growing up, and one of us telling on our parents, or I guess telling on our sister to our parents, "Hey, she's not helping me clean," or "she's just laying around doing nothing. Can you tell her to get up and help me?" So it's very telling of Martha's personality here, and I commend her for her boldness. I really do admire that. Jesus doesn't give Martha the response she's probably hoping for. As we read in verse 41, Jesus says, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." This story teaches me how as Christians we can sometimes get lost in the busyness and we get distracted, that we take our eyes off of what is most important, which is Jesus, and spending time with him. It's easy to get lost in these achievements and this to-do list that we accidentally forget about the most important thing, which is this intimate, quiet time with God. Martha wasn't necessarily doing anything wrong. Like I said, I think she was being a really great host. She was caring about her guests. She was caring about how her home looked and how everything was taken care of. But she began to get distracted and her attitude changed. She then lost sight of what was most important, which was Jesus. There are times that we are so busy like Martha that we can miss out on spending quality time with Jesus and just enjoying being with him. Another interesting thought I have is that in this story, both sisters were trying to worship God. They were both attempting to serve him and glorify him and do what they thought best. You see a pretty big difference in personality and character here, clearly, because Mary and Martha are doing two completely different things. I don't necessarily think that this story is about how one sister was right and one sister was wrong. We're just getting two sisters with different ideas of how to serve and glorify God. And Jesus gently assures Martha that more than anything, she can just cherish this time that that she has with Jesus, enjoying and fully taking in his company. This story teaches us about the kindness and gentleness of Jesus, just how valuable it is to spend time sitting at his feet. Don't get me wrong, there is a time to get things done, but we were created to have that fellowship with God. It's something we can't afford to miss out on. So let this story remind us how crucial it is to spend time at the feet of Jesus. Let us enjoy listening and talking to him. Let us cherish this time and fellowship with him, because the world is loud and distracting, and sometimes we can get really, really busy. But a relationship with God is something we were created for. Don't let the busyness make you forget that. Cheers to that. That is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. As I said before, if you're not already and would like to, feel free to subscribe. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!